All right, welcome to Lab 5 of AZ-500. We're going to take a look at the security features of Azure SQL database. So we're here in our lab environment, and what we're going to do or start off with is we're going to deploy our SQL database. And we're doing that using a ARM template. So remember, we can do that by deploy custom template. And of course, this template is in the GitHub repo, so you can use it as well. To upload it, it was in desktop, all files. And this used to be lab 11, so it's down here. And the deploy. All right, so it's been deployed. You can see that we're actually uploading or creating a Azure SQL server here. It has some firewall rules and a database related to it. So let's save this. And then let's change the resource group. I have an existing one here for this lab, so I'm going to use that one. And then just create. All right, that's been created. So let's go and take a look at this. And here we can see both our SQL Server and the database. Let's go to the SQL Server. And then here under the security tab, we can find Microsoft Defender, right? And for our purposes, we want to enable this. All right, it has been enabled now. Now we can immediately see recommendations. There are currently, of course, none. There's no data regarding that. Okay, next up, let's do some data classification. So let's find our databases, settings, SQL databases. And we have this one database that was created. And then here again in the security section, we have data discovery and classification. So what we're interested in right now is data classification. So what that does is it looks at data in your database and tries to alert you if there is any sensitive data in there. And you can see that there are 15 columns with classification recommendations. So let's take a look at that. So there are people's information like first name, last name, email address, phone, password information, address, account numbers, that kind of stuff that it has identified in here. So let's select all and just accept the selected recommendations. And now that has all been done. And as we are happy with what things look like, we can just save on the top here. Right. So now we have persisted the information that certain columns in our database do have sensitive information in them. And if you kind of go back to data discovery and classification overview, you can now see that how these different columns have been classified, and even a list of them. All right, so next up, let's set up auditing. For that, we need to go back to the SQL Server page. So I think if I go back a couple of times, I can get there, and that's true. So now in the security part, we should have auditing, and we do. And what we can do here is enable SQL auditing. And we're going to select storage. And we need to select the subscription that we're using and the storage account that we're going to be using here. We don't have one currently. So we're going to create a new one, right? I'm going to say that this is my very special storage account. I'm going to go with defaults, otherwise. Try again. So auditing on, and storage, and our subscription. Now we have our storage account there. Perfect. So we're going to use this one. The advanced properties allow us to select the retention. And we have the audit logs available for us for 5 days. And then we can save these. All right. So back to databases. We're going to our database over here. And then again, here in the security, we have a separate auditing part, right? So the previous part was about server level auditing. And now this is about database level auditing. So we can again add auditing here and then save the audit reports into a storage account or into a log analytics workspace or even event hub. Now, because we already have server level auditing, so all of the databases are automatically included, so we don't need to set this up at all. One thing that we could do here is basically use the query editor and then just try to get in there. Let's do a random password. And this login is going to fail because the password was wrong, right? Okay, now a while after our logging attempt, if we go to auditing again, we can now see a new button here, view audit logs. And that shows us that we just failed authentication, right? That's what we just did. And it takes up our client IP address. Cool, so that's it for this lab. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Till then.